8 runners dispatched on their way then for this Basti Equiworld Dubai Dante Stakes of 2026. Wise Prince wasn't the fastest away. Looks as though he's going to be held up. The other horse that's at the back there in the white cap is King's Trail, as they just sort themselves out through the first furlong and a half. Action leads a Ballydor 1-2 as Christmas Day settles in his slipstream. Is that the plan, perhaps, as they race across the far side of the Knavesmire? Morshti is on the rail, racing in the yellow jacket, just shading Guildmaster for fourth place then behind them, as Alzanati goes forward in third. Then comes Wise Prince and Item. At the back of the field, held up King's Trail in the hands of William Buick, and they're moving down the far side at just over 35 miles per hour as they head down now towards the 6 furlong marker. Out in front, Action. Big, strong chestnut with a big stride, leading from in second place. Perhaps Alzanati there, bob of the head, just ahead of Christmas Day's dark blue jacket on the outside as they move around the top of the track. Morshti on the rail, Tom Marcon is next, flanked then by Guildmaster and James Doyle. Then behind them, Wise Prince and Item, and still looking on at the rear is King's Trail in the white cap as they straighten up now for the judge here in the 2026 Basti Equiworld Dante Stakes. Down the home straight they come, Action showing out in front. On the near side towards the centre of the track, the dark blue jacket of Christmas Day. The nose-banded runner is Alzanati, who's beginning to close with Christmas Day on this leader. Spread right across the course now. Item coming into it on the far side. Morshti, yellow jacket being popped a few questions. Wise Prince on the left is coming through with a bit of a run. So too trying is King's Trail. Runners racing inside the final furlong and a half in the Dante. Wide open, Action continuing the gallop up the inside with Item coming there to challenge him. The unbeaten Item laying it down now to Action. They've kicked clear of Christmas Day, who's keeping on back in third, and it's Item and Colin Keane have struck the front in the Dante, and he looks a bit green, but he's going further clear and maintains his unbeaten record. Impressive win from Item. 3 out of 3 now. Action, Christmas Day tight for fourth then, with on the near side King's Trail, followed by Morshti behind him.
Item has taken a step up in class to win the Basti Equiworld Dubai Dante. A fine couple of days for Colin Keane. Very well done.
Thank you. No, look, he was a horse coming here. He won his maiden and his novice last year well. He had a little bit of... he was slow to come to hand, or a little bit of a setback early in the year. And the team gave him time, but they were pretty happy with him coming here today. You
rode him on his debut at Kempton, but big steps.
Yeah, no, I loved him going. I got to sit on him before he actually went to Kempton, and I thought hoped he would do something like he did. He felt like a nice horse because he was that size as a 2-year-old. So no, I thought it was a fair training performance to get him to peak today.
How'd the race pan out?
It panned out pretty straightforward. It felt like we had a good draw, and it felt like there was a bit of pace on. We jumped well, and it felt like we were going along. But my lad was still a little bit fresh and in my hands. But as the race developed, he relaxed, got into a rhythm, and when we came up the middle, it was everyone had a fair go at it then. Yeah,
they all spread out. You were with Action, who sort of gave you a lead a fair way, but I thought the impressive bit was the last half furlong. You kept working away.
Yeah, like when I got to Wayne, I thought I had him covered. I thought I was going to go away and win a length or two, and he just, when he got there, he had a bit of a look and went to go a little bit left, which he's entitled to be. It's only his third career start. Extended
10 here. Obviously, Epsom's that bit further. What would your thoughts be?
I don't think the trip would be a problem. Obviously, Epsom is an unknown. This is a lovely galloping track. Epsom is up and down, and it's a hard test, but he'll give himself every chance. He's well balanced horse and he travels, so it looks like the next logical step.
In the paddock beforehand, he looks like he'd give him every chance to relax going down, etc.
Yeah, that seems to be him. For a big colt, he's very relaxed in his demeanour and everything, so that's the first box ticked.
And after the Musidora yesterday, a fine couple of days, you're going to go to Epsom with live chances in the Betfred Oaks and the Betfred Derby.
Yeah, please God. They can't do any more than they've done yesterday and today, so fingers crossed to get there in one piece.
Fantastic couple of days, very well done, and the best of luck in a few weeks' time.
Thank you.
What were you thinking at this point, Martin?
I was thinking, is Action going to kick on from the front and keep going? You see Ryan Moore looming up on Christmas Day in the dark blue colours. My eye was drawn back to William in the Godolphin colours, and the white cap under King's Trail looked to be cantering, and he didn't really find a lot, but Item, he had a lot to prove on ratings coming into this off 93, but he's now 3 wins from 3 runs, and it was a good performance from a horse clearly going forward. Did I come away from this thinking we've seen the Derby winner? Probably not, but am I being harsh?
No, it's... Sorry, I'm just digesting it, having sort of just watching it literally for the second time there. Like, he's won the Dante comfortably going away, right? So, you know, he really should be right up there, bang towards the top of the market, shouldn't he? I don't know. I think sometimes there's you look at what price was he before the off and what was his profile coming into it. He's an unbeaten son of Frankel.
Yeah.
This was a massive step up, but did you look at that and what do you think about a mile and a half initially looking at that?
You couldn't say he wouldn't get it. It was. We'll surely get the stats off Joss in a minute. It looked like they went quick early, then he slowed up in the middle and he quickened a long way out. I'd say it was a pretty true run mile and a quarter race. It's by Frankel. The Dam was a Group 1 winner over a mile in Canada. But he's got...
The Frankel factor makes me think that why wouldn't he get a mile and a half?
No, I think...
The Dam side, I'm not so sure, but the Frankel factor...
He's hit the line strong. He's put 4 lengths on Action going away. For me, Action's ran a much better race than last time, obviously. He's got strong form. He wasn't far behind Bo Echo last year and Hawk Mountain in Futurity. He's a pretty solid... He's 114 rated, and Item just battered him 4 lengths. So, yeah, I'm probably being harsh. It's just when you watch it...
If you're comparing that to Benvenuto Cellini and Constitution River, where are you putting that?
I think he's a few lengths behind them at this stage. But
that's what it feels.
Yeah. I think going into this, he was 33 to 1 for the Derby coming into this race. I guess he'll shorten up, but I can't imagine he'd be... For me, he hasn't shown as much as the 2 you just mentioned, Benvenuto Cellini and Constitution River. And I'm guessing the market might reflect that as well. Aidan's targeted the Chester trials as his main horse, for his main horses.
Yeah, but he can't. But equally, there's not a lot more he could have done. Right? It's more a feel of the race this year. I don't like. Yeah, he's been impressive. It's just more. I guess I'm questioning. I feel like I'm in the immediacy of it. I'm questioning the depth of it.
Well, it's exactly that, and people are probably watching this thinking, "What are them 2 clowns on about?"
Well, I mean, he's won easy, isn't he?
He's unbeaten. He's got a pedigree to die for by Frankel, trained by a top team, and he's just battered them in the Dante. So, but you can't help thinking what you think when you watch a horse race, and that's what we thought. Great performance from the horse. He had to find a big improvement, but he's found it.
So let's take a look back through the race and some of the figures associated with it as well. Breaking them from stall number 1, Item. Further across, you've got Action from 2, and Christmas Day came home 3rd and 3. And there is Action being rousted out the stall, sent forward by Wayne Lorden to go and set what was a decent pace. Those finishing speed percentages there, you can see par is about 105. They've come home 103, so slightly quicker than par. And broadly, it's even fractions through this first part of the race, albeit there was a bit of a jostle on there to get position. At this stage, you can see Item settled towards the back. I say settled. He was a bit fizzy at this point, as we heard Colin talking to, and you can see he's just pulling for his head. Several others are keen. Wise Prince, of course, and Alzanati. Again, that's fairly typical of the way that he tends to ride, and he hasn't really seen his race out today as he has done on previous occasions. And at this point, Action is leading them on, as I said, in even fractions there, par versus those sectionals that we would expect for a race like this at York. And then, one by one, they start to wilt after they've turned for home. Majority of the field starting to do slow fractions versus the par, whereas Item stays pretty much setting those par fractions. He's there on the inside, just on the shoulder of Morstead at this stage. Action out in front again with that proud head carriage. No tongue tie today, but he certainly has his head high. He just dug in and was game at the finish, but Item has gone away very nicely. And for that little bit of early fizz, he's relaxed nicely and really got into his rhythm at this stage of the race. Comes home in those final furlongs, 36.93 for the final 3 furlongs, a finishing speed percentage of 103. And I think it's a very nice performance, Tom. I think the way he's relaxed, his stride is very much nice and low energy as well. He's not taking energy away from himself during those early parts of the race. And you have to say, for a horse that was 33-1 this morning and very much still in that could be anything category, is a live chance. What he had shown in his previous races was that turn of foot they had been slowly run. In this, that was evenly run relatively, he's shown that he stays as well.
And is he giving you confidence that a 1.5 miles will suit on the figures there, and given how that race was run?
Well, he's the only one that has set a par fraction in that final furlong. Everyone else is either slow or very slow. So as far as the times go, he's staying on.
He's the one. Actually, there's an interesting angle. Sometimes you're looking at those behind and going, well, I'd like to see him at Epsom, but it feels like that's not necessarily the case. If anything's going to go and make their presence felt at Epsom, it's him.
Yeah, King's Trail was staying on as well. He was sort of next best, but he was still a considerably bit slower than Item in that final fraction. So, yeah, you were sort of... You're taking it on trust to some extent that he will stay. There's that Frankel aspect in the pedigree. The mare Miler out of Lope by Lope de Vega. So, yeah, it's...
I feel like you're in keeping with how we're... Like, should be second favourite for a Derby off that, definitely. Really, I mean, an excellent performance winning a Dante, but just not... We're not sat here absolutely blown away.
Yeah, we're just not leaving here with the wow factor, are we? Where I think I was at Chester with both of Aidan's horses, and yet he couldn't really have done any more. No, exactly. We might be being harsh, but it wasn't like wow. It's more like what he's beaten as well. But 3 runs, 3 wins, progressive. He's got the pedigree, did it in good style. Andrew Balding, great trainer. I mean, he's going to be probably the UK's #1 horse going into it.
On now, has to be.
Yeah.
On what we've seen.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.